But I think, Dem, we should reveal the bracket to the world. What do you say?
I guess it is about that time. We're down to half the field. 32 runners have been eliminated at this time, but 32 of us still remain in this bracket now. And it's a single elimination all the way down from here on out.
Well, single elimination until the semifinals, and then we will do best of 3 for the semifinals and the finals, except for the bronze medal third place match. Will be single elimination, but I think CD Improv has a fancy slideshow up here, and that we don't have, sad face. So we will be following her lead as we to everyone.
Looks like it's time for a quick reminder of the format, however, before we get started here.
Wait, didn't we just say the format? Oh, okay.
Well,
standard flags.
Yes.
Wait, you didn't send me a link to this? What are you talking about? You know, Game Boy sent me a link to the flags of the randomizers he did this morning. He never sent me a link to this.
I mean, still, we did kind of go over this, right? Standard flags continuing in play for the brackets, as seeded by record. So there were 2 runners that finished 5-0, a big cluster at 4-1, and then the balance at 3-2, and then head-to-head records, and then strength of schedule. So who you beat kind of mattered.
I actually have a quick question about that, because in the Swiss rounds, we were allowed to racers were allowed to agree on non-standard flags as long as all racers involved agreed. Is that no longer the case in the bracket?
It is still the same, because it also says no change between Swiss and bracket, which means you are allowed to, because we, as a Dragon Warrior Randomizer community, want you to have fun when you're doing this. So whatever flags that you or your opponent want to agree upon, as long as you both agree, you are welcome to do it. Although, depending on how crazy it goes, it can be subject to administrators' approval. But for the most part, we allow just about everything.
So you're saying if we wanted to do all vanilla, then maybe some administrators might have something to say about how long that'll take?
That's why it's subject to administrators. Okay, so we are moving on to our first matchup here. The number 1 seed, Jackamus, Mr. Jack Wedge, will be facing off against JJ Schmitz, the 1 versus 32 seed. Mr. Jack was one of the only 5-0s, the only 2 5-0s. And JJ Schmidt coming in after the tiebreakers coming in at the bottom.
You know, squeaked in the last match of the Swiss rounds was JJ Schmidt. You know, I mean, like we said, everybody's kind of a dangerous opponent here. So, you know, Jack, even though 5-0 and looked fairly dominant across those 5 wins, you know, anything can happen here.
Yeah, JJ was the number 1 seed last year. He's always been at the top. He took a break from really racing for a long time and came back shortly before the tournament. And yeah, this is not a free match for Jack, considering how JJ is and has been very consistent and very good at this randomizer. Dot. Can I push CD Improv now like I pushed you earlier?
There we go. So it looks like our second race here in Jackamus Wedge's quartet here is the voice of the Dragon Warrior Randomizer himself, for Ron Burgundy, coming in at number 16. And, of course, the champ himself, the 2-time champion of the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Tournament, Game Boy F9, coming in the 17th.
Yes, Furon Burgundy, the voice, the man with the great hair and the burgundy outfits. You hear Furon all the time giving commentary, and the Game Boy is one of the ones that helped develop and work on the randomizer, and he is a 2-time champion coming in at the 17 seed. You know, he is used to coming from behind way on the bracket and winning. So, yeah, this could be ugly if he decides to tear us all apart like he does every year, or can Furon, who is actually not the underdog if you go by seeding, can he actually pull the upset here?
Maybe Furon could challenge him to a commentary competition.
You know, I think Furon would win. I mean, does have that wrestling commentary background, is good at hype, and and it's because of the hype, Veron. That's why you're 16. No, yeah, and the winner of this match goes up against the winner of Jackamus and JJ Schmidt. So there is a chance that we could have two extremely strong players who have been every year have been strong players already racing in the second round.
That tends to be a theme of the brackets, which, you know, as we move forward, you will certainly see some very strong runners facing off very early on, potentially.
Click, 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 click. We hear you, Silver. So,
And
up
now-
next... Go ahead.
Well, and now we move on to the RPG Valkyrie Quartet here, led off by our victor tonight, Sparkover. Silverfire, you didn't win, I'm sorry.
Oh, damn. Oh, come on. I thought you were supposed to get along. I thought I wasn't supposed to instigate.
I'm terrible, I'm sorry. Take over, Highspirits, I need to hide my head in shame.
Okay, well, coming up next is the 8-seed Sparkover, who you just saw win. Actually is technically 5-1, but we just won't go there. And versus Couch at the 25 seed. Couch is a free enterprise person who came over as one of the free enterprise crew after the RPG Limit Break race. And he's made it. He's one of the only ones from the free enterprise crew that made it to the bracket. So we'll see what he can do. We don't know exactly how strong he'll be. He's done very good so far in what he has learned. And Sparkover, we know, has been solid. Wins occasional races here and there.
Yeah, absolutely. This should be a heck of a match. Couch also speedruns FF4, FF6, FF7 vanilla, so has a lot of experience, you know, just racing, running, playing games, so should be real interesting. Speaking of interesting, Silverfire and Thurwolf are not going to play Zelda 1. That's probably good for Silverfire.
Thurwolf is really good at Zelda 1. But next up, we have the 9-seed Silverfire going against the 24-seed Thurwolf. Thurwolf is a member of the Zelda 1 randomizer community. I think he's won some tournaments over there. I've watched him do lots of randomizers, Zelda 1 randomizers. He's really strong at that. I've had a chance to race him this Swiss, and he's been able to at least make it to the bracket stages. So you can cross over into a randomizer that you haven't been known to be a part of, and you can still make it to the bracket, much like Couch. You know, you got to be careful because it means they know how to play randomizers.
Yeah, a lot of another big theme of this tournament certainly has been the crossover player. Silverfire is no slouch as a crossover player. Free Enterprise, FF1, Zelda 1, Crystallis, Mystic Quest randomizer.
Really?
Terrible decisions.
I'm in so much trouble tonight.
See, I didn't need to say anything. I just let her open her mouth. Valkyries are going to have a conversation coming.
Please don't throw me off the team.
Oh, we got a couple here. Look at this, a twofer. Oh, we had a twofer.
We're now on one for.
Now a one for. Well, now we have the number 4 seed up to no good, up to NG, taking on Melee Wizard. Up to NG is one of the top runners on the Speedruns Live rankings. He's always very strong. He's definitely beaten me a few times. And Melee Wizard, well, he's not one of the strongest players, but he has been solid. I mean, to make the brackets, you have to be solid. And it's going to be a really tough match for Melee to win this one. And a rematch of Week 5.
Yep, a rematch of Week 5, which up to NG won by, let's see, what was that, a decent margin? I don't remember. That was one of the races I missed. It was a busy week. Yeah, it was a fairly solid 15-minute victory for up to NG, so Melee Wizard is really going to hope to not repeat history there and throw down a little bit harder this time around.
Oh, yeah. And coming up next is number 13 seed Smashy going against the 20 seed Tristal. Tristal has been one of the best Dragon Warrior and Final Fantasy 1 randomizer racers. It's actually very, very surprising to many that he made it at the 20 seed. But he is a very strong opponent. Smashy is also up there, one of I believe top 10 on the rankings. So he's always very very good. This actually could be one of the very good matchups and close matchups of round 1.
Yeah, this is definitely two of those runners who you'd think would be top 10 seeds potentially and make deep runs into it, and they are going to be banging heads right off the bat in what is probably going to be one of the better races of the round of 32.
Oh yeah, up to NG is 5th, and Smashy is 7th right now on the SRL rankings. So a couple of top runners. Smashy coming in at 13th though, mostly because of tiebreakers. Once you get to the 3 and 2, a lot of it is just who had the better tiebreakers, who had the better opponents average, strength of opponents, all that. I mean, when it comes down to it, they're all, everyone here has a good chance. I mean, they're at the brackets.
Yeah, lots of matches. Anything can happen. One bad break and it could be the end of a run for a top runner. So you never know.
Yeah, Smashy is the top seeded 3 and 2, I believe, as he was saying. So yes, he is. He is the top rated 3 and 2. So definitely a very good player.
Now, just moving on to the 5 and 28 match. So Ryguy 3745 and J-Man 1865 in the battle of 4-digit numbers.
Shout outs to numbers.
Ryguy's been around the randomizer scene for quite some time, hasn't he? He's an old schooler.
Yeah, Ryguy is one of the better runners also. He's currently 11th in the rankings. J-Man is, I believe, fairly new to this randomizer. So I'm not this might be a really tough match for J-Man. Ryguy is very good. He also is known for doing other randomizers, including racing like Dragon Warrior 4 randomizer. So this is J-Man clawing his way up from 0-2 to make it. So he's on a 3-game win streak. Can he make it 4 and continue on?
It'd be a massive upset probably, but he might have it in him. I mean, the momentum's there, and even 3-game win streaks in these brackets are hard to come by. So, especially just, again, quality of competition, very, very high.
Next up is a matchup that is also extremely interesting. Both are very, very old Dragon Warrior Randomizer and Dragon Warrior runners, with number 12 seed Ness Cardinality going up against 21st seed Jay Coper. Jay Coper, fun fact, is the one who knocked me out of the brackets last year. And we all know Ness. He is the top SRL racer right now. He wins a lot of races. But Jay Coper is extremely good at all randomizers, and this one included. And this is also another amazing match. And it's an opposite because it's 12 and 21.
Very nice. Yeah, this is basically one of those matchups. I don't know if it really required that much of an introduction, honestly. If you know randomizers, you know these two names for sure. They are both powerhouses. And again, first round matchup, unbelievable stuff.
Oh yeah, this is definitely another matchup you got to keep an eye out on. Another one of the top races that could go either way. I mean, you can't count out Nescard, but you can't count out Jay Coper when it comes to randomizer. He does it all.
So flipping it to the bottom half of the bracket now, we have leading the way, actually, that should be 5-0 for Mr. Holmes up there, but Mr. Holmes, our other undefeated runner, taking on, beloved commentator, good friend of the community, Empty Eye in the first round.
Okay, so I have a theory about this, okay? Mr. Holmes is technically 5-0. And MTI, well, he loves zeros. So maybe this is a little psychology here to throw MTI off of his game, because he obviously can't love this race if he's not 5-0, correct?
Yeah, that's just a little bit unfortunate. But, MTI made a big push through the brackets, kind of coming back from not playing for a while, so another kind of comeback player for sure. Mr. Holmes is another one of those runners, though, who's been at the top of, has won a tournament, has been at the top of the SRL rankings for a while as well. Not there right this second, but, a couple of wins away from getting back there. So, yeah, this should be a tough uphill climb for MTI, but maybe he's got it in him.
Yeah, Mr. Holmes is really good at this. He's second in the rankings right now, and he's the only one who was able to defeat me. I'm not tooting my own horn or anything, but he is one of the best up there. He's one of the 5-0s along with Mr. Jack. So he is a strong player. This is going to be very hard for MTI, but if he gets enough of those zeros, you never know. Up next is number 15 seed Edgeworth going against 18th seed the Toast Man, Amazing Toaster. Both are 3-2. Toaster is a Zelda 2 and Zelda 1 and other randomizers who came over and has been doing really good. Edgeworth is a veteran to the Dragon Warrior 1 randomizer, and he does he's like Final Fantasy 1. He's also a great runner of that. And this could actually be a really close match. It's hard to actually know who is going to pick out who might actually be better in this one. This could be close.
Yeah, they're definitely both better known for their achievements in other games, Edge making deep runs in basically every Final Fantasy tournament since the inception of Final Fantasy tournaments. Amazing Toaster, one of the tougher outs in Z2R, one of the tougher outs in Z1R as well. So this should be interesting, as they both bring a lot of experience from outside of the community into the community for this tournament.
Well, I guess I could read this one.
Still, now's your chance.
This is the number 7 seed, Bobski 021, going against the number 26 seed, Demarine 2. Demarine is coming over from a different community. Occasionally talks, plays this game. I heard she's okay at it. Bobski, I don't know a great lot about him, but he is a really good runner. He is not very high on the SRL rankings at 29, but I don't see him race a whole lot, so that could be the main reason why. And he's coming in at the 7 seed, which, the 7's, that's pretty good. So he's definitely had 4 wins, and I don't know. What do you feel about this race here, Demarine?
I don't know. I got to scout Bobski a little bit more. I haven't watched a ton of his races yet. I got to kind of get a feel for what's going on. I like my chances. I feel like I could take anybody at this point because, I'm overconfident and have been practicing Zelda 1 and Crystallis instead of Dragon Warrior. So that's how I get good at this game.
If this was Crystallis, you could take him easily.
Yep. Possibly you could take him in FF1 also, but I don't think he plays that.
Wow, you didn't correct me when I said Crystallis?
Both pronunciations are valid. It's fine.
Those used to be fighting words back in the day,
Look, I'm not Dragon Dark. I'm not here to fight over pronunciations. We love you, Dragon Dark.
Okay, up next is a Beta Strep at the 10 seed going up against the 23 seed Ursigned Azure. This is another week 5 rematch. We got to keep the rematches going, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Beta Strep, known for bad luck in Charlock as well as bad luck in Charlock, but also for being an excellent runner of this game for sure for quite some time.
Oh yeah, both of them were 2-2, I believe, or 3-1. That's what it was. And Beta did win that matchup on the week 5. So will Ursine actually get her revenge this week? I mean, all it comes down to is Beta and Charlock, right?
I mean, all you need are red dragons with sleep. That's the key right there.
Red Dragons in a Dream. But yeah, Beta is a really good player of this. 4 wins. Obviously, you got to be pretty good to be up there at 4 wins. He is 13th in the SRL rankings. Yeah, I think Beta probably has the advantage in this one, but you know, Ursine maybe can get this revenge from week.
Yeah, Ursine's been playing an awful lot as well, and so she's been real sharp also at this point. So that should be a good matchup for sure. Moving right down though to the number 3 seed Lorgon, taking on kind of unbelievably the 30 seed Zarnax 42.
Yeah, Zarnax is a longtime Dragon Warrior 1 randomizer and an admin. Coming in at the 30th seed is mostly because of tiebreakers. But he only got 3 wins, and he's up against Lorgan, who is the top 4-1 racer with the strongest tiebreakers. Lorgan is definitely, and both of them are top SRL racers. Lorgan being 9th, Zarnax being 12th. They're very close. Lorgan has been really good lately. Tilo is taking the blame for everyone having lower seeds. But this could be a really good matchup. Both are very close on SRL. Lorgan has been doing great. I've raced him a lot. He's one of the few who races around lunchtime or early afternoon when I like to race. And Zarnax has been a long-time runner of this. So I don't know. I wouldn't know who to pick in this matchup. This one could be really good.
I'll go get a quarter later. We can probably determine this one by coin tosses. It'll probably be that close.
And at the end of the day, blame McGrew for everything.
Thanks, McGrew.
Thanks, Fred. Oh, wait, my bad.
wrong randomizer.
Up next is the 14 seed Janus Zeal going up against the 19 seed Tyrannex. I've known Tyrannex for a while. Yeah, he's been a part of this tournament for a bit. Janus has also been a part of this tournament for a little bit, at least the winter tournaments. I've had the pleasure of racing them. I'm not sure which way to go on this matchup. Janus is known for like Metroid randomizers and things like that. Tyrannex part of this community, Final Fantasy 1. Both of them are probably about the same skill level. Janus is the 14 seed, which is the second highest 3-2 based on tiebreakers. I wouldn't actually know where to go with this matchup. I know both of them can be really strong at this game, so this could be another really close one that could have a matchup against Lorgan or Zarnax, which could be really troublesome for them because that's really 2 really good runners along the path.
Yeah, absolutely. I know they're both Janus and Tyrannex are both known for trying to get out on the map early. Neither of them are really big static grinders, so you'll probably see a lot of aggression and sweeping plays trying to just get out on the map and find locations as fast as possible, and maybe catching some bad breaks along the way. But it'll be a real interesting race for sure.
Here comes the 4 strength beginning, so none of them can move. Hey, I'm known for going out on the map early too, so there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I somehow turned into somebody who doesn't get out on the map until I really need to, so I don't know what happened there. So we've got the number 27 seed Centroid 41 finding his way into brackets yet again against Highspirits.
I think I called myself Hope Spirits but that's German Speedhouse.
Very nice. So, of course, Highspirits was the champion of the last Dragon Warrior League this year. Top flight runner for sure. Great commentator. Good friend. Overall, good person. You know, definitely going to put on a show here. Centroid 41 somehow came in at 3-2. Another fairly long-term runner of the Dragon Warrior Randomizer, and probably stronger than that number 27 indicates.
Yeah, Centroid came up against a couple of pretty good runners with Smashy. Not that Furon guy down there. No. Teal Fury. Like, he didn't have the easiest route. He is known for being one of the premier trackers of our tournament, someone who has helped out a lot. And he's a good runner.
Yep, absolutely. Found his way back up from 1 and 2, so there is that.
Oh yeah, he's able to win a couple to get up here. Sorry, Teal. I wasn't gonna say your name, Teal. But yeah, I hope I look forward to racing him, and I hope it turns out to be a good race. You never know with Randomizer. I have this tendency to finish 7th place every year, so in the summer tournament. And up next after that will be the 11 seed Will Wagner Music going up against Angel FM. Will Wagner coming in with 4 wins. Towards the bottom of the tiebreakers. Hasn't had as the strongest race or strongest races, but he has gone up against Jay Coper and Smashy. And Angel FM is one of the newer come-uppers of the tournament. He is tearing apart everyone for the most part. He's already 3rd/4th, pretty much tied with me on the SRL ranking boards. This is going to be really hard for Will because Angel's just so good right now. Coming in at, but he's 3-2. He hasn't had the easiest track to get here. He's had to play Mr. Holmes. He's had to play Nest Cardinality, Silverfire. I mean, it's tough. This is, yeah. I want to say Will Wagner is good player, but Angel is just tough to beat right now.
I don't know, you are selling short the runner-up from the last league, as well as somebody who's been around this community for a long time, commentates a lot of races, has picked up a lot of knowledge over the time that he's been playing the Dragon Warrior Randomizer. I think Angel FM, even though he's been tearing up the scene, I'm actually going to predict this one. Will Wagner is going to take this match.
Ooh, you're going for the not upsets. And yeah, Will's been playing great in the tournament. That's why this could be a very, very good matchup.
If I'm wrong, it won't be. If I'm wrong, it won't be by much. This race is going to be seconds probably.
Angel is up there with Will. They both could be 4-1. I think Angel's just gotten a really bad draw, but I don't know. You want to say Will? I would almost side with Angel, but I could see either of them winning. I might be a little salty because Angel beats me a bunch of times, but hey, you never know.
Yeah, no, this should be one of the most entertaining matchups here. Just how this plays out will be fantastic. The possibility of the rematch from the last spring league does loom large, but I mean, Angel FM and Centroid are no pushovers, so both of these matchups should be pretty incredible and lead into a really fantastic round of 16 matchup, no matter who makes.
And I think that's it. Is that all of them?
That should be 16 matchups here.
Oh yeah. So looking over the bracket, which I went ahead and posted in chat. Good luck, everyone. No. Looking ahead to some of these potential matchups down the bracket line. I mean, there is a chance in the second round if we're gonna, I'm not gonna discount anyone. I'm just gonna look at some potential possible matchups. Second round could have Jackamus against Game Boy. I mean, if you want to throw out my name, if I want to throw my name out there, it could be me versus Will Wagner or Angel. Mr. Holmes could go up against Edgeworth. Nescar, Jay Coper. Who knows what could go with that one? I mean, unfortunately, Dem, if you're going to get revenge against me, we're going to have to win like 3 matchups each because we're at the opposite end of the bracket.
Yeah, that's kind of how the ball bounces sometimes. Hopefully we do get that match. That would be really nice, but that's a long ways away yet.
So you have any thoughts on this bracket as we see it? If you can move past Bob, you have a chance to go up against Beta Strep or Ursine.
Yeah, that's all old guard for me. Certainly, that's going to be a lot of work. I've got to probably put in some practice this week before we get our match together. I think Bobsky and I are probably going this weekend, but we are planning that out right now. As I'm sure everybody else has started planning now. You know, matchups should be kicking in. They start tomorrow, I believe. I think there is a matchup scheduled for tomorrow already. So we're gonna get these runners out here. 32 great runners, 16 great matches this week coming up. Keep on coming out and supporting the community.
Yep, we have 3 matchups already signed up for this week. We just got to wait for more. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern will be Game Boy F9 taking on Furon Burgundy on the RPG Limit Break channel. Yeah, just like Game Boy just posted there. Jeez, advertising your own match. Come on, Game Boy.
Wow.
So I think we got the brackets ready. We're ready to start the bracket rounds. We're only a handful of weeks away. It's in your contract. To finding out who is going to be crowned the summer champion. And hey, also another match to look forward to in week 2 is potential rematch of Silver Fire versus Sparkover. I mean, we got that, right, Dem?
Yeah, no, if that happens, we're there. It's got to happen at that point. Although I think at this point in time, Sil might be tired of having me commentate their races because their current record's 1-2.
Hey, they're 0-2 with me talking. So.
That's like 1-4. That's real bad.
Or wait. Yeah, that's bad. 1-4 with us talking. My math can't go that high. I'm sorry.
Basically, yeah.
But yeah, so do you have anything else that you want to say to?
No, I think I'm good.
Awesome. And I'd like to throw out a thanks to, as an admin to the tournament, I'd like to throw out a thanks to all of the volunteers who helped us restream every single Swiss match that asked to be restreamed, except for the 2, I think, that were kind of made on a spot and we couldn't quite get anyone together. Like literally on the spot, they opened up a race room and said, we're racing. So thanks to all the volunteers and everyone who helped out. We're on to the bracket stages, a lot less matchups every week. So hopefully we can continue to show you every single race on mostly the Randomania networks and RPG Limit Break. And who knows, maybe something else depending what comes up. Special thanks to CD Improv, who has restreamed a bunch and restreamed this race. Simbu, who tracked this quick, fast disaster. And my partner tonight, Demarine, the mean Demarine, too. Wow, didn't even say it.
Yeah, totally no-sold that one. I'm nice. I'm totally nice. I'm nice to everybody.
Haven't we done this twice now, okay? You should know how to sell this stuff. The eccentric part of me.
Sorry. I'm so bad at this. We'll have to do this again so I'll be less bad next time.
Okay. Just not reverse again. Or reverse, so back to normal.
I mean, does anything that the two of us do normal? Let's be real for a minute here.
We're very random.
Speaking of which, I believe that as we're wrapping up, we are going to kick it over to Speed Gaming 2 because they are doing the Zelda 1 Randomizer weekly race over there. So, if you want more rando action, you're about to go get it, I guess.
Oh yeah, so enjoy the rando. Thank everyone for watching. We will see you again tomorrow for the first race of the bracket rounds. Good night, everyone.